But you guys finally ended up with Combat, and you recorded at London Bridge with Rick Parashar.
Yep.
You guys have, I mean, what the recording sessions were? Do you have any memories from recording on Certain Future?
I just remember just that how cool it was to be in a real studio.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I felt like super. I mean, like you're in the booth.
Yeah.
There's a real 2-inch tape machine. It's a real board. And it's really fucking huge. And there's cool lighting and double glass and a vocal booth and
and there's all
grand piano.
super wood, and I mean it's big, and they even had like a did you say trapeze?
Trapeze.
Yeah, fucking trapeze. That must have been for Ted Nugent recorded there.
Yeah. Swing into his solos every time.
So did Rick contribute a lot, or did he just kind of let you guys do your thing? Or?
He didn't. He let us do our thing basically. I mean, we knew what we were trying to convey.
He added some subtleties just in the production part. You know, like Look Through Glass, the part that goes, you know, and then that part.
That's towards the end, right?
Yeah, because that's actually Rick hitting the bass of a bike stand.
Okay.
That's Octoclops.
Oh, it's Octoclops. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Ding. Yeah.
That's Rick hitting a mic stand.
And when I did the solo for Bludgeon, he had an idea about okay, you just play the fucking solos, and I'm going to switch around the EQs drastically. So that's why when you hear that solo, there's a whole bunch of different tones. You know, one sounds like I'm way underwater, and just in that one, the guitar solo. So the second guitar solo, but he was fucking changing up the EQ just real drastically in between while I was recording it. So,
because Bludgeon and Kaleidoscope of Pain were new, but the rest of them had been recorded before. It was really kind of fascinating because they didn't really change much. As a matter of fact, if anything, I thought the production on Hate Fills Your Eyes was had a little bit more clarity in some ways. Although it sounded more raw, but you could still hear everything.
Right.
So.
And some of those tracks,
we used those tracks on the album. We didn't have enough time.
We just remixed the same tracks.
Okay.
We didn't re-record those.
Okay.
Yeah.
I added guitar to a Look Through Glass. I remember that.
Because we just pulled everything off the 2-inch and just re-edited it.
Yeah.
Moving on to, just briefly touching on As Above, So Below. You guys actually went out of state too. You went and recorded in Rhode Island for that one.
Normandy Sound in Warren, Rhode Island.
Did you take some writing time before you went over?
We did, yeah.
It was all complete when we got there.
Okay.
I think the only thing that wasn't completely complete was Tony didn't have the lyrics for Apathy, because I remember him writing them there.
Oh, yeah.
And the piece, the 12-string piece that goes before Bone Cracker Fever on the intro of the album, I had that written, but we didn't have it pieced together. So, I mean, I knew exactly, I wrote it for that, and I remember even the guy going, oh no, it's not going to work. I'm like, fuck that, let me record it. It works perfectly. I'm just going to do it. And then he got into it and started doing, effects with, the amp casters and the pop boop, or, the laboratory sounds or whatever. And then we stitched those together. And it was the producer's idea to actually make that intro be the outro of the album too, playing backwards and everything.
Yeah, I like that effect.
But
was that a different experience from being in London Bridge? I mean,
because we were out of town. I mean,
we lived there.
We only were there to record, so we lived at the studio. The only time we left was to eat.
Yeah, we go down to the Cumberland Farms and get these guys go down to these little pizzas. It was in the middle of winter, and we're fucking New England, so. It's all cold.
Was it feeling bigger by that point? I mean, because you guys had started off in Seattle, you recorded at London Bridge, and now you're with Relativity, and you're suddenly traveling to Rhode Island to record an album. I mean, does it start to feel like a bigger scope at that point?
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit, Not a ton.
Because you guys had already traveled the country.
Yeah, it didn't seem like that big a deal, I don't think.
Right.
At the time. It just seemed like, well, I guess we're going there this time.
Yeah, totally. That's about exactly how it was.
Okay, well, then getting into the MTV music videos, I mean, that must have been kind of a big deal. I mean, now you guys are getting a budget to record Macrocosm, Microcosm for MTV.
Budget to record Macrocosm, Microcosm, we spent like $600 on that video, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Serious.
Really?
Yeah. And
I mean, it's actually a pretty cool video.
It's a really cool video, man.
I mean, that's what kind of, that's why I'm surprised.
Who was the guy that produced that? Who was the local guy?
His name was, he lives up in Bellingham.
Yep.
Oh.
Because we drove up to Bellingham to do the editing.
I'll remember it. Hopefully I'll remember by the time this interview is done. I'll think about blah, blah, blah. You'll be like, yeah.
Some random guy's name comes out.
Yeah, totally. And even the Never Know But the Know video, that was like a $2,000 video, and our fucking buddy paid that, man. Joey Swanson put that together.
And it did get played.
It wasn't our record label that did that.
No.
Okay.
That was self-produced.
Yeah,
I mean, we actually did that on film.
Yes. Oh, I mean, and you can really tell that too.
Yeah.
I mean, you do get that awesome, I think, really quality kind of black and white,
kind of
grainy
sepia tone kind of deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun video shoot. It was, because the guys from Alice in Chains were there, and there's a bunch of people watching, so we were actually playing it along with the PA.
Oh, okay.
Well, because you can't really fake hitting the drums,
right?
You can't lip sync that. So we had it cranked up. We were actually in a. Remember the old Rock Candy? The club Rock Candy? The one they tore down.
Yeah, vaguely.
It was behind...
I remember, I'm younger than you, so I mean, I was...
Well, it was the off-ramp.
Yes,
right around the corner from...
Because that's El Corazon now.
Yeah. So right around the corner from... you basically go past the off-ramp, then there's those two buildings that are kind of weird and they kind of have stair steps.
Yes.
There used to only be one of those buildings. And Rock Candy was a club where that second building was, and there was also this weird, like an old airport hangar, just right there in the middle of Seattle, and so, but it was abandoned.
Okay.
So I don't remember even how we got permission to film in there, but we asked somebody, and
that was for Never Know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we just had some taggers paint all that forced entry stuff, and I think there was on the wall, there was just some tagger kids hanging around and said, hey, just paint our band name on the wall. Okay. And then I had to do the tailgate of my pickup while I was there too.
Oh, that's
awesome.
I
drove around with so it was pretty cool. And that kind of made me feel a little rock starry, because they had the whole track and the camera, like a movie, like they're filming a movie, and that was kind of a cool deal.
Well, and some of the scenery that you guys were in for Macrocosm, Microcosm, where was that filmed?
Not right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like Paradise, Sunrise?
Yeah, Paradise, I think. Okay. I don't remember exactly. We just decided to road trip it and just bring a camera. So, that's why we're downtown Seattle. We're at Pike Place Market when Brad's doing that, the weird solo. And, so that's all we did. We just drove around and filmed our asses.
We didn't drive around that far because we had a bunch of...
Not right here.
Yeah.
That was a drive.
Yeah, that was a drive. And then the South Center, the rest was all fucking... They had the big heavy equipment, because that was right across the street from our house.
Yeah.
And then the rocks and shit. I mean, a lot of the film was done right fucking there.
That was a lot of the filming was there. It was on Tony's property where our band room was.
Yeah, where the Snohomish fucking county sheriff had to come. Fuck the police.
So you guys were telling me earlier you didn't get a chance to tour for As Above, So Below.
Yeah, I was telling you that.
So what happened? Is that right about the time it was coming out? So you're filming the video, so you're obviously getting played on MTV,
right? But
the record label's still not gonna.
Here's my interpretation of what happened is that when Relativity got sold, right, or got bought, because it was Combat, then it was Relativity in Effect, and then it got bought out, right. Mm-hmm. We know our A&R guy was gone.
Mm-hmm. The vice president, label manager, fucking Jim Welch was gone.
He was gone. So everybody that we knew when we started was gone. Mm-hmm. And they cleaned house, all new people. So we were just this distant voice from Seattle. It's like
a real little satellite band in the fucking waiting.
Everybody else they had was in New York. COC and everybody else that was on the label. So they got all the attention. We were just too far away, and then we didn't have any contact people anymore.